All right, so now we are moving on to step 2 of our Roy Lichtenstein self-portraits. In step 1, we completed the outline of our image onto our drawing paper using black Sharpie markers. So you should have a nice, clean, crisp outline of all your features, hair, shoulders. And now what we want to consider is what you want to say. So because Roy Lichtenstein reflected comic book strips in his artistic style, we want to have a thought bubble. So we're reflecting through that comic book strip with the thought bubble. So you want to think about, what do you want your thought bubble to say? Remember, it has to be school appropriate, but you can be creative, and maybe you thought about this before you took your photo, and maybe your facial expression will tie into what you want to say. In my example that you'll see here, it says "Pop Art Rocks." So you can be creative with whatever it is that you want to say. Check out the student artworks. There's examples on the Google slide of previous year's student artworks if you're kind of stumped on what you want your thought bubble to say. But that's going to be our next step, is adding that thought bubble. We're going to do that first with pencil, and then you'll outline it with Sharpie. And then next, in step 3, we'll be talking about color. First, determine what you want your thought bubble to say. And then using a pencil, you're going to sketch it in lightly so you can easily erase and make corrections. You can do your thought bubble in a couple of different ways. It could be sort of like a speaking bubble. It could be more of a cloud bubble. It could be more of a pop, shock, sort of bursting shape, depending on what it is that you are saying and how you want to reflect that. So first, sketch it lightly. Well, first determine what you want to say, then sketch it lightly, determine how you want to portray your thought bubble. Try and fill the space, make it large. Don't want a teeny tiny thought bubble where we can't read it very well. I want it to be relatively large, filling the space, any empty space that you may have. Once you're happy with it, then you're going to take a Sharpie marker and outline it with black Sharpie, and then clean up with an eraser any pencil lines, and then you have completed step 2. Check out the last video, step 3, on how we're going to add color to our Roy Lichtenstein self-portraits.